Department of Government Efficiency alongside biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, who you know well now. I remember the first time I interviewed Vivek, and my friend Kathy Barnett said, Vivek rhymes with cake, and nobody knew who he was. And I interviewed him. Remember that early on? And it was like, Vivek rhymes with cake. We have other breaking news as well. So we're watching it in D.C., watching Trump's triumphant return to D.C. after this record, I'm calling it a landslide. I'm not a numbers person. I'm just thinking in the hearts of us, it's a landslide, okay? So we can take the victory of that. But there are some who say not so fast. Why? Well, because the count continues and protect the vote continues, by the way. And so I had seen after my interview with Michael Whatley, who's obviously the national chairman, GOP chairman, talked to him yesterday morning. And then last evening, he had put out a statement saying Bucks County is once again violating PA law, this time by choosing to count undated and incorrectly dated ballots in a race that Dave McCormick has already won. We fought and beat in Bucks County in court before, prepared to do so again unless this issue is quickly remedied. And he talks about the RNC, protectthevote.com. So we want to get to our great attorney and the woman who I will say has been leading in the battle of fight, protectthevote.com, and protection, and really protecting election integrity. Linda Kearns, listen to your opening beautiful music.
Oh, you know what? I should have Elvis going. What am I doing here?
I like this.
Yeah, you like this?
This is like a, first lady of election integrity in Pennsylvania.
I think this is more fitting.
Okay.
Though. Suspicious Minds, maybe?
What do you think, Linda? What your choice?
It has to be Elvis. Elvis is what got me through this election. I mean, there's no other. To me, there's no other music out there.
I love it. I do. So take us through what's going on, because this morning, where everybody's saying, has Casey conceded? McCormick, obviously, thank goodness. Dave McCormick, the U.S. Senator-elect. Can I say that? Well, he's in D.C., right? So he was invited by Schumer, finally. But what's going on? Will there be a recount? Why won't Casey concede? So many questions.
Okay, so I don't know why Casey will not concede. However, last night the Philadelphia Building Trades put out a statement thanking him for his service and congratulating Senator-elect Dave McCormick. So I'm hoping that kind of pressure will inspire Senator Casey to concede. But what's happening now is actually, Dawn, is what happens after every election. So there's two categories of ballots that are still being counted. One is the mail and absentee ballots. As they were canvassed, as they were counted, if any of them had exceptions, if they weren't dated, if they didn't have the secrecy envelope, any problems with them, they're set aside. And each separate county has to vote on them. So Philly is looking at those ballots today, the ones who were rejected, and will vote on whether or not to count them. And then any aggrieved party has 48 hours to file an appeal. So we could be seeing appeals in all of the different counties to the decisions on the mail-in and absentee ballots. So this happens after every election. It's just that we're kind of paying more attention now because Senator Casey won't concede. The other category of ballots we're still looking at are the provisional ballots. Those are the ballots that people voted on if they went to their polling place and for some reason there was an issue with them in the poll book. Either it looked like they had voted by mail, or they weren't registered, or there was some other reason. So those are provisional ballots. They're also being counted in all of the counties, and then each county will have hearings on those provisional ballots, and then again, you can appeal those decisions. So these are cases that actually can happen after every election. We're just paying a lot more attention to them now. With regard to what happened in Bucks County, the Bucks County Board of Elections met yesterday, and they said that they're going to count ballots that are not dated appropriately and did not follow the law, so we can appeal those. With regard to the recount, and that's why Chairman Whatley said that on his Twitter, because once again, these boards of elections are saying that they're going to count ballots that the law says they shouldn't. And the commissioner from Montgomery County, he put out in a tweet that he's going to vote to count ballots that aren't dated. So we have all that going on. With regard to the recount, under Pennsylvania law, if the difference between the winner and the next candidate is less than 0.5%, the Secretary of State orders an automatic recount. Right now, we are at it looks like 0.43. So we are below that 0.5. So the Secretary will order a recount, but he has until 5 o'clock Thursday to do that. So, and Casey can waive it.
So I mean, I apologize because we have a lot breaking here, and so I didn't hear all of what you said there, and I apologize for that. But in essence, is this a situation? Because I had seen where it was at 40,000 and counting, and that the consistent vote count was in McCormick's favor. Where do you see this going?
I see that there could be a recount, but there is nothing that will change the results. There are not enough votes out there for Casey to win at this point. So all of this is just going through the motions. And if Senator Casey does not waive this recount, he will cost Pennsylvania taxpayers a lot of money, because it costs a lot of money for all of these counties to recount these ballots. So that will basically be, if he doesn't waive this recount, that'll be his last action in office, to just cost Pennsylvania taxpayers a lot of money to go through a process that will not change the results.
And so, Linda, how much money are we talking about for something like this, where everybody has to go back and do this and is it by hand? What are the rules for that?
The law says that you have to recount the ballots on a method that was not used in the original election. So basically, all the ballots from the polling place, they will be run through different scanners, and then the mail ballot, the mail and absentee ballots, they will also be run through different scanners. Certain ballots will be counted by hand. I don't know how much it will cost, but I have heard quotes of millions of dollars, because we have 67 counties. So think of it, Dawn. These people are trying to tie up the election. So then they'll have to stop and do this. It's going to involve overtime. It's going to involve probably weekend work. And it's just a lot of work that is not going to change anything, which is why the law also allows the loser to waive this and say, I waive this. I recognize that the other guy won. And that's what Senator Casey should do right now, because if he doesn't, I mean, he will basically do what all Democrats do, which is cost taxpayers a lot of unnecessary money.
Yes. And so at the end of the day, there's nothing other than the two. So what's going on with the court action as far as Montgomery County and Bucks County, where Bucks is already being accused of violating PA law? Montgo, you're saying, is on the verge of doing that?
Right. Each county makes those decisions, and then there's a 48-hour window to appeal those to the Common Pleas Court. So if Casey does not concede, you will likely see those appeals start to happen, but they're in all different counties. So you're going to see you could potentially see a lot of different actions in all these counties, which again would not be necessary if Senator Casey would just concede.
Well, Linda Kern, I mean, the thing is, Linda, you don't have a dull moment. A lot of people think, oh, the election is over. For you, you're still in the heat of this now with the court action and the potential for a recount.
Right. So, as you know, I represent the Republican National Committee, and our website is protectthevote.com. That's where I recruited people to help, and that was just, I think that's what put Pennsylvania over. We had so many people protecting the vote. But yes, we are still working on this. And then as an election law lawyer, it doesn't end with elections. There's still a lot of work to be done. So yeah, there's never a dull moment, Dawn. But we are now hoping that Senator Casey will do the right thing and concede.
Linda Kearns, keep us up to date. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Thank you for having me on, Dawn.
Oh, absolutely. Linda Kearns, hardest working woman. I should have asked her where, she'll be in the new administration. They need, wait, right?
Call her back.
I know. I forgot to ask that. Well, she's not going to tell me anyway. But my God, she's working like 18 hours a day. It's crazy. So, do you want to do this now, or do you want to do this around the bend?
So weirdly, I guess there's only a set amount of time that these cameramen are allowed in to watch this speech, and the Fox News camera person was like.
So here's what's going on. The breaking news is that President-elect Trump addressing the House GOP after this historic win. It's a huge moment.
I do have it.
Let's go.
It's nice to win. It's always nice to win.
Alina.
A lot of good friends in this room. So you know we had like historic kind of numbers,
Yes.
especially for the president, but we won't get into that. But the House did very well, and I think we're responsible for 31, helping you with 31, meaning we could have lost by quite a bit, and we ended up, I guess you'll be 5 up. Are you looking at 5 or 4? 5 or 4, right? Doesn't matter. We get used to 1 for a little while. When you can get used to 1, you can get used to anything. So I just want to thank everybody. You've been incredible. We worked with a lot of you to get you in, and you helped me, and you helped me too. And my numbers were, so they say, the 129 years is the most important election in 129 years. That's pretty good. I said, who is the 129 years? What was that, Doc Ronnie? Who was 129 years ago? I'd never looked because it started at being 100, and then they upped it to that. But it's a great compliment. We won the majority by 7.1 million. We won, which is great because Republicans aren't supposed to be winning the majority, Marjorie. You know that, right? And we won that, and we won it every way, all 7 swing states by a lot. And then Michigan was great, couldn't be better, I'll tell you. Michigan was great, and we had a couple of people, almost New Jersey is right, just a few points. It's got them very worried because they say, well, next time if we go up even a fraction of what we went up, you're going to win New York, you're going to win New Jersey, you're going to win places that weren't winnable. California, too. I think without one speech, without campaigning at all in California, I think we were lost by 9 points. I mean, 9 points in California, and it's very doable. It would be really doable if they changed the election process.
It's incredible. So we're getting these clips and that sort of thing. But by the way, I believe 129 years ago, little messy audio there. Sorry about that. That's Fox. That's not our fault. But I believe it was Grover Cleveland, New Jersey native Grover Cleveland, who I think was 129 years ago. I'm looking at it. Is that right? I'll have to do my math. I'll look at it.
This isn't a good look, Dawn.
What?
So Fox News, what you heard there was, I guess the press pool only had a set amount of time that they were able to cover the speech today, and apparently all feeds have been cut, and now like internet commenters are like, "Oh, look at the feeds are cut to this private speech now with Trump and the Congress members," and it's
weird.
It is weird.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
But they have rules about that, so that might have been something that was in play, ironically, and so I don't know. I can't explain it. It is bizarre.
Do you want
though.
to hear Bill Hemmer's reaction after what happened?
Sure.
Here's how that went.
All right, so there's that.
We're going to see what's happening. They're going to get that shot back, and we'll get it back for you. The president just announcing one of the things that he was talking about. He didn't use the words, but coattails is one of the things that we talk about. So when he said there were 31 races that Trump's team really helped get across the finish line. Without that, they might not have had the majority.
Just so our viewers know at home, apparently that was the pool. So the pool goes in, they let you stay around for 2 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever time they designate, and then you got to clear out of the room, and that's what that.
Well, they weren't like, let him finish a sentence.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So it's the Biden White House. So they're sticking to the rules. Nope, you had this, you had whatever your 1 minute or your 90 seconds, whatever that was. I don't know. Maybe they have their mid-morning break. I have no idea. But Trump talking about these unprecedented numbers, just to bring it home to Pennsylvania, and he's right. I mean, you look at how close this is, and as you heard from Linda, the counts are still continuing around the country. There are some states where they're still at like 85%. It's crazy. It's ridiculous that, that this should take this long. But I was looking up some of the numbers. And by the way, I said this earlier, I'll say it again. So forgive me if you heard it earlier when I reported it out on Kale & Company News Live. But our own Stacey Garrity, our favorite redhead, as I say, treasurer, wow, she walloped. She now sets a new record in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, which is a very old state, let's be honest. She sets the record for the most votes of any statewide elected official. So,
wow,
you go, girl.
Wow. Stacey
Garrity. Look at that. So she beats out Josh Shapiro. I think he was the record holder before her, but she's somebody. And this morning I said this. Dan and I were so sad to hear, and condolences were going out to her that her she had lost her dad, and right after the election happened, and I had family members calling me saying, well, you know what, at least her father got to see her reelected by this huge win, and maybe he was holding out, and that kind of thing just gets your heart. So say a prayer for her. But even the Inquirer was quite gracious in complimenting her. So I'll give you some of those numbers, and we're still kind of celebrating and taking this victory lap, even though the pouty news media, they're not happy. They're so grumpy today. You should see their faces. Did CNN, I looked if CNN even took that Trump speech, so I don't even know that they did. So that just shows you where they are, where their heads are. We'll talk about Dave McCormick. We'll talk about the Senate secret meeting. We'll talk about what's up with the House Republicans. Get your take on, oh my goodness, all these cabinet appointments and then the czar picks and what that means and why I think they're doing that. There's so much to talk about. Really appreciate that you're here. A lot breaking. Be right back.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. The NBA is back, and FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook, wants you to catch all the action. And right now, FanDuel is giving everyone 3 months of NBA League Pass. All that you have to do is catch every tip-off and buzzer beater is place any $5 bet on the NBA to get 3 months of NBA League Pass, courtesy of FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom to make every moment more this season. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. At to be 21 plus. Present in Pennsylvania. After a 3-month free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds, terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Rhea Hughes. Fall is here, and it's the perfect time to head over to Lexus of Cherry Hill for the L Certified Fall Collection sales event. It is much nicer than pumpkin spice. They have over 300 new and L Certified pre-owned Lexus to choose from. Stop in, see my friend Tony Labello and his team of experts. They will treat you like family and get you a great deal on a new or pre-owned Lexus. For the best selection and great service, visit LexusofCherryHill.com. That's Lexus of Cherry Hill, family owned and operated.
Buy low, sell high. It's a cardinal rule of investing. With the market near record highs, you need a proven system that protects what you have earned without sacrificing opportunity for growth.
Jim O'Neill, Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. With the stock market at record highs, I would recommend taking your money and put it into a crash-proof retirement system. This year, I have earned over 14%, and it can't be taken away.
Gail Schlosser, and I started with crash-proof retirement in 2016. I'm getting great returns, up to 12 to 15%, and it's not going to dwindle away in the stock market.
Regina Kukulski, Langhorne. This year, I earned 10.5% interest. I feel really good looking at that because it's not money I lost.
Dolores Queen, Hatboro, Pennsylvania. We have outperformed the market this year, and when we earn 14%, it's ours to keep.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at Springfield Country Club, November 20th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
There's breaking news all day long from around the world, and sometimes all that noise makes it hard to hear about what's happening right here at home. With the free Odyssey app, getting your local news plus breaking news is easy. And even when you're not near a radio, stay connected with what's going on right here by listening live and push alerts. Just download the free Odyssey app and search and follow your local news station, and you're good to go. The local breaking news to get you through your day at your fingertips on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
Looking for the confidence to walk away from the 9 to 5? Find out how with Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sundays at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Pastor Brad Lacey here, First Baptist Church, Conshohocken. Join us Saturdays for the great message and be blessed. 5 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Hey, it's Mike Quick. It's time to cut your old point-of-sale systems and revolutionize your business with PDQ POS. Joe Flynn and his team at PDQ have been the industry leaders for over 35 years. They offer everything from mobile POS to self-serve kiosks and the best service and support in the industry. For the fastest, easiest, and most reliable POS available, trust PDQ POS. No matter how many locations you have, they'll build a custom solution for your business. Visit PDQPOS.com.
Don't miss the Education Show with Dom Giordano every Sunday morning at 5:30. Find out how you can help your child or grandchild succeed. Sponsored by New Hope Academy.
You may have heard, Wawa has pizza. And right now, Wawa has pizza at a really great price.
Wawa has personal pizza for a night of gaming.
And it's only $6.
Wawa has pizza for when we don't want to cook.
And a 14-inch is $8.
Wawa has pizza for after practice.
A 16-inch to feed the team, $10. Right now, get a personal 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Wawa has pizza for all at a really great price.
Free speech lives here with Don Stensland, 10 till noon on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
Please welcome your president, my husband and hero, Joe Biden.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank all of you, please. I'm Joe Biden. I'm Joe Biden's husband.
It sounded like Joe again, but maybe he did say Jill.
Yeah,
Give him the
listening a
benefit
little
of the
closer,
doubt.
it does sound like might be an L in there somewhere, right?
All right.
Yeah.
I'm Joe.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, I went back on the floor.
Thank all of you, please. I'm Joe Biden. I'm Joe Biden's husband.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I see a little L.
All right, good.
We'll give it to him. Give it to the guy.
We'll give it to him. But, we talked about this, and it's sad that there was the video clip that was just locally at a beach in Delaware with First Lady Jill Biden. That was just Sunday, I believe, where they said he was struggling to walk. And, now, and what is this
I mean,
news
to be
conference?
fair, I struggle to walk on the beach myself. It's
I
a
know.
common thing for a lot of us.
So that, they're meeting. It's Trump.
Get the hell off the beach.
It's Trump, it's Biden, and then I love the fact, Dan, that Melania Trump has said that she will not. Now today they're saying it's not clear if she'll have tea with Joe Biden, but the future First Lady, or again First Lady, Melania Trump, was reportedly invited to the White House today, since obviously the president-elect Trump is going and meeting with Biden, and first he's meeting with GOP leaders and House Republican members, and so she had declined. Now, officially, I think they said she had a scheduling conflict, but the reports behind the scenes, and I think I touched on this yesterday, were, I should say, that Melania Trump feels that this is the administration that sent in the dogs to her house, searched through her closet, her underwear drawer, and as well as Barron, her son's, at the time, an underage, a kid, and searched through his room.
It's kind of been lost how deeply this has affected Melania Trump and the Trump family. And take a listen to it. Here's some audio.
I would say I'm the most bullied person on the world.
You think you're the most bullied person in the world?
One of them. If you really see what people are saying about me.
What's the worst thing you've had to read about yourself since you've been in the White House?
Well, it's all the things that people say, that I'm not happy in the White House, that I don't even live there, and that I'm miserable in my marriage, that I'm out of touch. There are so many things. I don't know where to start. And sometimes, people would not say to you face to face, but they're hiding behind the keyboards, and that's the danger. That's why I'm involved and focused in social media for the next generation.
Yeah, so think about Melania Trump, and she's so beautiful and graceful. And so maybe that's why people discriminate in that sense, that they think, oh, well, somebody that beautiful could not actually be smart as well, right? Or could not be tough or have a thick skin. But if you look back, and I have followed her for years and years. I don't know if you remember back in the day, but she actually had a line on QVC, and she was on the cover of one of our local, like Philadelphia magazine, Style magazine. It was one of our Philadelphia magazines, back before before they were canceled out because they had an R behind their names. But she grew up with very humble roots in Slovenia, where, she lived in a communist-style apartment housing, public housing there that overlooked like this smoking factory chimneys, that sort of thing. And so when they wrote about her back in the day, they talked about how the fact that she grew up in this communist-style community. And so I just want to put that in your head, that image, because she's somebody who grew up with, as many people who come to this country as a legal immigrant and legal, go through the citizenship process. She speaks many languages, but she grew up in a pretty tough environment. And even maybe you think, athletes, some of your favorite athletes who are from those Eastern European countries, right? And we talk about Ennis Freedom and others. So think about how tough they are, because they know what it's like to grow up in an actual tough area of the world where you don't have freedom, you don't have democracy. They know what they've tasted that, right? And so that's when people think that she's a lightweight or she's, vacuous or stupid or anything of that nature. They greatly and grossly underestimate a woman who I think is tough as nails. She has a thick skin. And then she was a model as well, runway model, and graced all the magazines in Europe and Paris runways and all of that good stuff.
Could you imagine if there was a Democratic woman that was the first lady that was as fashionable and beautiful as Melania, how the media would be fawning over her?
Well, see, that is why they have to say horrible things about her, because she is so beautiful. So everything about her, yes, you're right, Dan. If she were, she would be on the cover of every magazine every day. You would be, sick and tired of seeing her images, although you could never get tired of that. But that's why it goes to my point of always saying they want to cancel out women, particularly, the conservative women who are moms. And so here she is, this woman who grew up and they used to love to write about her. So she grew up in this communist style community and somebody who really rose from that type of a situation to become a first lady, not once but twice. That's the American dream. This is the stuff movies are made of. Her life and her legacy, and she has it all. Not just the beauty, but you think of her spirit, what she has fought for. She's a mom. She has been bullied, and I hope that she gets her props. And I think that she will. But she's a fighter. So I think certainly one of if not the most fascinating first lady we've ever experienced in this nation. I'll say that. All right, you know what else is fascinating and what I hope that you join me? Here we go. You're so good with the music, Dan. It's good to have Dan back.
Well, you're good at the segue, so.
Oh, we're off to paradise. Are you ready? The Italian Riviera, on a gastronomical event which only Conservative Tours can deliver. Join me for 11 luxurious days with the professionals from Conservative Tours, the best tour operator in Italy. Trust me. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Portofino. Listen to this. Portofino, Rapallo, Santa Margherita Ligure, Tuscany, and the brilliant Cinque Terre. $53.78, and yes, that includes your airfare. Dining events galore at the wineries in Tuscany, and even an authentic farm visit to see Parmesan cheese being crafted by hand. Just call toll-free 888-733-9494. You can go to conservativetours.com. You'll see the full itinerary, the pictures of the hidden Italian villages you've never seen, like Giacomo Puccini, San Gimignano, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Florence. Now, I have been to Florence, Michelangelo's Florence, so beautiful, Milan. And we will conclude this incredible tour on the Lakes region with, are you ready? Bellagio, Orta, and Isola Bella. Join me next spring in Italy. I'll see you in Cinque Terre. ConservativeTours.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Medicare is making important changes in 2025. Independence Blue Cross can help. Our Medicare Advantage plans include premiums as low as $0, dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage. The deadline to enroll is December 7th. Visit ibxmedicare.com/radio. Independence Blue Cross offers PPO, HMO, POS, and HMO Medicare Advantage plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Independence Blue Cross PPO, HMO, POS, and HMO Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Yeah, congratulations as DJT, the President-elect Donald J. Trump, taking a victory lap, if you will, back. He's back. I saw one publication. He's back. And making, really the numbers for Trump. He didn't mention his Pennsylvania numbers, but they are historic. And in part to the hard work of my next guest, you know him well, senior advisor to the Trump campaign here in Pennsylvania, Jeff Bartos. You're also a father, husband, former U.S. Senate candidate here in Pennsylvania, Republican strategist, and co-founder of PA 30-Day Fund. Hey, Jeff, congratulations.
Dawn, thank you so much for having me. How are you?
I'm doing great. It feels good. It's like, I feel good. Sure. I'm singing. My husband's like, how do you have so much energy? I'm like, Trump won.
How do you have so much energy?
I know.
Well, I mean, think about it. We flipped 2 of the 3 flippable House seats from Dem to Republican. Of course, Dave McCormick's big win. We picked up a state Senate seat. We won every statewide row office. And all of that really, starts at the top with a once-in-a-100-year candidate like President Trump and a generational talent like Senator, soon-to-be Vice President J.D. Vance. It was really, and then, of course, I mean, between Ashley, Alex, Connor, and the remarkable, our friend Ted Christian, the great team that the president had here in Pennsylvania, it was a 150,000 vote win, 2 points. Is a landslide in Pennsylvania, and he did it by putting together a new coalition, breaking through all the silos that the Democrats had tried to put up and uniting us around common sense.
Woohoo! Great job. I mean, here's the thing. If it were not for this, attempt at a recount here in Pennsylvania, I guess you could take a full victory lap. Just talked to at the top here to Linda Kearns, and she was telling me about, Bucks County, Montgomery County, what's going on there with, they're saying, illegally counting votes or ballots that shouldn't be counted, some illegal action that they're fighting now in court, and looking at the count, even though McCormick is, 40K plus ahead. And so I'd seen that you were reacting to that, putting out some statements. What do you say to, Senator Casey? I know he's a longtime incumbent, but certainly you know him. And what do you say to him right now?
I'd say this is unbecoming of his legacy and his family's legacy here in the Commonwealth. The election's over, and so we're no longer campaigning. I don't have to draw distinctions with his failed policies or his failure to rise to leadership or make Pennsylvania relevant in the U.S. Senate, which he failed to do over his 18 years. He had 18 years to do it. He didn't do it. But let's put all that aside. The election's over. He should be thinking about his legacy. And instead, he's pushing us to a place where the Commonwealth may have to spend up to $2 million on a recount, which is not going to change the results. Dave McCormick is our senator-elect. He'll be sworn in on January 3rd. He's already down in D.C. getting ready to take office. So it's shameful. I can't come up with an explanation other than the simplest explanation, which is probably the right one. They're fundraising off of this. Dawn, I don't know if you have any friends sending you, but I've been getting emails from friends and text messages from friends sending me all of the fundraising emails that Senator Casey and the DNC are sending out. They're trying to pay off campaign debts. They're trying to raise money to take care of probably bills that they can't otherwise pay. It seems predatory. A lot of people getting those emails and texts don't know that this is already done. It seems predatory. It seems unconscionable, and it's really just a terrible way to end a pretty unremarkable career in the U.S. Senate for Senator Casey.
Yeah, and that's because I sign up for everything, which now I'm just putting stop, but I do sign up for that reason. So I started getting those right after the election. I was like, why are they fundraising? It's over. And then I was still getting them over the weekend, and I'm still getting them now. So you're exactly right. They're saying, please, we need this money to do the recount and this and that. So you're right on the money, Jeff Bartos, that they're fundraising off of this.
And I would add that if the Commonwealth has to spend $2 million because it falls within the 0.5% mandatory recount statute, that $2 million, I mean, my wife Cheryl had this idea this morning. She started pulling up stats on what you could do for $2 million in a school building or in a school district for at-risk kids or for children who don't have the same resources that my girls had growing up in Lower Merion. And I'm going to put together a list, and I'll put it on X about what $2 million could help our students with. What a shameful waste of money by, again, there's no point in dancing on his proverbial grave here. It's a fitting end to an unremarkable career in the Senate.
Yeah, well put, well said. Well, let's hope he does the right thing. Dave McCormick's obviously in D.C. today, so he got the Schumer invite. As far as Trump, even the Inquirer, even there's, being very gracious and saying it looks like President-elect Trump received more votes than any Republican candidate in Pennsylvania history at the national level. And they wrote a very nice story about Treasurer Stacey Garrity, that she takes over with the most votes for somebody at the state level. And in part, I mean, you got to take the victory lap here. You along with so many others, you've worked your keister off, and so good for you that it worked. How did you come up with the strategy? I mean, you mentioned Ted Christian and others. So how did you come up with the strategy, and when?
Well, I would, again, I'm not being falsely modest here. I think all credit on the strategy side to Susie Wiles and Chris LaCivita and the team down in Florida, executed through Alex Meyer and through Ashley Walikevich and through Connor and their entire team. We had lunch on Monday with the whole statewide team, and gosh, it must have been 80 young people, Dawn. The strategy, the strategy around common sense and this idea of blowing up identity politics, if you will. Think about what the Democrats have tried to do for over a decade, which is to put us in silos and really turn us against each other. I mean, the end stage of the identity politics is the Lebanese Civil War. It's the Rwandan genocide. This is what the left does. You divide people into groups and then turn them against each other. They do it all across the world. And the President Trump's team looked at the issues of the day, whether it was inflation, all economic issues, the border, crime, here in Pennsylvania, energy issues, veterans issues, and they united this remarkable coalition that we've never seen before in Republican politics, a multiracial, multi-ethnic, didn't look at who you prayed to or whether you prayed at all. It united people around these common sense, if you will, kitchen table issues, and blasted through the 10 years of identity politics that the Democrats have tried to really install upon us or force upon us. And it was brilliant. And it led to an electoral landslide here in Pennsylvania for every statewide candidate. Of course, President Trump and Senator Vance at the top. And, again, all credit to Susie and to Chris and to the remarkable team that they put together here in Pennsylvania and throughout the country. I'm like you. I can't sleep. I'm so happy about the idea that we're finally at the end of identity politics. We blew it up, and now we can unite together on these core issues. Dare I say it, making America great again, making Pennsylvania great again. I think it's, Stacey Garrity. How did Stacey do it? how did Dave Sunday do it? They owe a lot to the top of the ticket.
Yeah.
In Stacey's case, she got more votes than anyone, if memory serves. She's just a remarkably talented public servant. Like, she loves people. She loves her job. She visits all 67 counties, and she doesn't care whether you're a Democrat, Republican, independent, non-affiliated. She just fights for all of Pennsylvania. It's been a privilege to help her behind the scenes for the last 5.5 years, something like that. And she's one of my closest friends. So I'm, biased here, but I just think she's terrific.
Yeah, I would agree with that. A lot of these cabinet appointments are happening, and just can you react in real? I mean, I know you maybe can't
Former
say.
and future president is moving quickly to fill the clown car and round out his cabinet before he changes his mind and fires them all. Moments ago, Trump announced that he has selected Fox Weekend morning show host, you can't make this up, Pete Hegseth, to serve as Secretary of Defense, because why not?
So there's the ironically named Joy, right? Isn't that she doesn't deserve her name? But just your reaction. Well, for two things: the media, which aren't they just like the mean kids at school, like at the lunch table and picking on everybody else? But your reaction.
Yeah, my reaction is they don't realize how irrelevant they are in the legacy media.
Amen.
And it's not to the benefit of our country. Our country needs to move forward. We have major challenges that we have to tackle. We have a country to fix, ultimately save here, and turn us back to where we were in terms of a powerhouse, both domestically and internationally. But they're not learning from and it's really arrogance. I mean, what you're hearing there is arrogance. It's, or I'll say it a different way, which is a complete lack of humility. It's why they got shellacked last week. It's why they're going to continue to get shellacked unless they learn some lessons. But specific to Pete Hegseth, a 20-plus year veteran, a combat veteran with tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, 2 Bronze Stars, retired as a major. This, when it mattered, back before these universities became woke and sad and shadows of themselves. He has a Princeton degree, a Harvard degree, back when those schools were real schools. And he has made it very clear the woke nonsense the woke generals who have been at the top really damaging our recruitment numbers, damaging morale, and hurting the brave women and men in uniform who are out there to serve and who love service. Those woke generals will be gone. So I think Pete Hegseth is an amazing pick, just as I feel like Governor Huckabee will be a remarkably effective ambassador to Israel. I mean, think about that. The first evangelical appointed to that position. It's incredibly powerful. It meant so much to me. I was in tears yesterday when I saw the appointment, and with joy. It meant so much. I have been writing and speaking for a long time about how anti-Semitism is really anti-America and anti-West and anti-Judeo-Christian values. And to have an evangelical, have someone who's been mature, who's been a governor, who's been to Israel 100 times in 50 years, I was so happy, Dawn. I had tears in my eyes. I was just over the moon about it. And then Mike Waltz is a personal friend. He'll be an incredible national security advisor. Am I forgetting anyone?
Big one.
Well, Vivek and Elon.
Did we say Marco yet either?
Oh, Marco. Yeah, let's listen to
I got some audio from Marco
this
Rubio.
is good.
Senator Rubio, will you call for ceasefire?
No, I will not. On the contrary.
Senator Rubio,
are you filming it?
Wait,
I want you guys to get this. I want them to destroy every element of Hamas they can get their hands on. These people are vicious animals who did horrifying crimes. And I hope you guys post that.
And what about the civilians that are being killed every day?
Hamas should stop hiding behind civilians, putting civilians in the way. Hamas knew that this was going to lead to this. So Hamas should stop building their military installations underneath hospitals.
So you don't care that 15,000 have died? You don't care about the babies that are being killed every day?
I think it's horrifying. I think it's terrible, and I think Hamas is 100% to blame. That's what I think. Make sure you post that, please.
So that's, the Trump pick apparently for Senator Rubio as Secretary of State. What do you think about that kind of strong statement, what that means to you, to America, and to Jews worldwide, quite frankly, not just here or in Israel?
I think it means everything. It means that people who understand good and evil and barbarism and civilization are back back at the table and back in charge. I happened to see Senator Rubio last month in Philadelphia, and I went over, and the first thing I said to him was to thank him for that exchange that you just played at a time where we just could not make sense of the world, and these lunatics from Code Pink were harassing everybody. Senator Rubio, Congressman Mast, and a couple other people just put on a master class of how to deal with these lunatics. I had my own run-in with those lunatics at the RNC outside an event. My friend Eli Kohanim and I got into it with them about Iran and China, and they're bad actors. But what Senator Rubio did there was fantastic. But returning to Pete Hegseth for a second, I just, the talking heads at MSNBC and CNN are going to do what they do. But let's recall that when a 2-year U.S. senator who had been a state senator before became president of the United States and Barack Obama, he appointed people like Ben Rhodes and Wendy Sherman and Samantha Power, who have no business and had no business being anywhere near diplomacy. Wendy Sherman's record going all the way back to being the one to negotiate the so-called nuclear deal with North Korea back in the 90s under the Clinton administration, we saw how that ended up. And so they have this remarkably failed arrogance that they know better, and it just leads to failure, appeasement. And the fact that the left can't see just how terrible these appointments have been by President Obama and President Biden and Vice President Harris. And let's not make any mistake. The people that Vice President Harris was going to bring in, God forbid if she had won, would have been Iran appeasers on steroids. And so it is not hyperbolic to say that President Trump's victory saved the United States and saved the world from a very, very bad place with a nuclear Iran.
And I will say, even Senator John Fetterman, to be fair, as a Democrat, was speaking out. I don't know that we have audio, but he was posting on social media. The Inquirer picked up the story that U.S. Senator Fetterman from here in Pennsylvania, obviously a Democrat, said he would vote to confirm his fellow Senator Rubio, and in part because of Rubio's tough stance on, and we just heard that audio from like 11 months ago or 10 months ago, but that Fetterman has respect for Rubio, and yes, that he would vote for him as Secretary of State or in the cabinet for Trump. Your reaction to that?
I think it's fantastic. The Senate, I ran for Senate back in 2021 and 2022 for the reason that it is the place where common sense and bipartisanship can exist. It's much harder in the House, right? Narrow majorities, very carefully drawn districts for Democrats and Republicans. The House has always been more of a tussle, right? But the Senate's supposed to be a place where you get 60, 65 votes, consensus, big decisions are made. And real credit to our soon-to-be senior senator, right? John Fetterman's going to be our senior senator here from Pennsylvania. And I would also note that having Senator McCormick and Senator Fetterman, I think right there, by far, Pennsylvania will have the most pro-Israel, pro-Judeo-Christian values, pro-West pair of senators, certainly from different parties, anywhere amongst the 50 states. And even if you put them up against any pair of senators, we're going to be very proud of how they stand for Western values. Now, I don't agree with John on everything, but Cheryl doesn't agree with me on everything, I assure you, and I don't agree with her on everything. But John's a principled man, and it's really good to see him stand up for his colleague. And I think the appointments that President Trump has made so far are world class across the board. I mean, John Ratcliffe over at CIA. We could sort of go on and on. My friends and I have been texting nonstop about these amazing appointments on the national security front. And I'm just like you. I'm just over the moon grateful to President Trump for his leadership, for his vision, peace through strength, and thank God he won.
Just want to get an immediate reaction from you because you served as a senior advisor here in Pennsylvania. But this just came down about 5 minutes ago, Trump announcing White House senior staff. Some top advisors from the historic presidential campaign are going to serve in the White House senior staff. Want your immediate reaction, Jeff, if you know any of these guys. Dan Scavino returning to the White House as assistant to the president and deputy chief of staff. Scavino was a Trump campaign senior advisor. Stephen Miller returns as White House as assistant to the president and deputy chief of staff for policy and homeland security advisor. Miller being a Trump campaign senior advisor, previously serving in the Trump White House as senior advisor to the president for policy. James Blair serving as Assistant to the President and Deputy Chief of Staff for Legislative, Political, and Public Affairs. And then Taylor Budowich will serve as the Assistant to the President and Deputy Chief of Staff for Communications and Personnel. Do you have any personal relations with any of those guys, Jeff?
We are one person removed in relationship. So I was working very closely with the leaders who reported to that entire group, everyone you just mentioned, and I can share in my own personal interactions with the campaign. This was the most professional, diligent, hardworking, smart, thoughtful, strategic group of people that I've ever worked with in any setting. I mean, the team here in Pennsylvania, which was assembled by the leaders that you just mentioned, was the best team I've ever worked with in business, politics, law, anything, sports. It was the best team I've ever worked with. And again, whether it's James or whether it's Stephen, or whether it's Dan or whether it's Taylor, you have four outstanding, smart, thoughtful, focused leaders there. And the team that they put together in Pennsylvania was outstanding. And they're going to, that's what they're going to be bringing to the White House. So, gosh, I didn't know any of that, but that's my reaction to that is, wow, what an all-star team.
Well, speaking of the all-star team, and you mentioned you running for Senate in 2022. I have to make a confession, and I love Mike Huckabee. I love the Huckabee family. I love Sarah Huckabee Sanders. But when I heard about that, I turned to my husband, Larry, because we were together, and I said, I thought that would have been, Jeff Bartos would have been perfect for that. I swear to God, you can ask Larry. I said, Jeff would have been perfect for that. So, you're so humble. But where do you fit in, or do you fit in? Or what do you, when you look at all of this, 4,000 jobs, some of these are huge jobs and once in a lifetime opportunities to be part of this mandate from the American people to say, please God, make America great again.
Well, you're very kind to say that.
I mean it. I mean it.
No, thank you. It means a lot. I would be honored to serve. I really would. And there's no, I've let the team know that on a whole number of issues, it'd be my honor to serve. But we have there's a prayer and a song that says Passover every year, and it's Dayenu, and it translates to that would be enough. And so whether it was, God took us out of Egypt and took us over the Red Sea, a Dayenu. God gave us manna, a Dayenu. And so at every stage you say Dayenu. President Trump winning. Stopping this woke nonsense, putting an end to the chaos on our campuses, all of that, Dayenu. The team he's assembling, Dayenu. If I have an opportunity to serve, I will definitely do it. But if not, I feel like the world is a much better place. The United States is a much safer place, and the issues I care about most are going to be handled by such a great group of people. And that's not a dodge. That's from the heart. I mean, I just. If there's an opportunity, I'd love to do it. But if there's not, there's plenty to do here in Pennsylvania, and I just feel really grateful to have played a role in what happened here. It means it was best team I've ever been associated with, best work I've been able to do in my career. So
wonderful. Well, please tell us first. Me. We're always like, he's going to tell me first. We're all like, me, tell us. Just kidding. But listen, that was beautiful and beautifully said. You're always so eloquent. Until next time, my friend, I hope we continue the conversation and all the updates. Jeff Bartos, thank you so much.
Dawn, thank you for having me on, and take care. Have a great rest of the week.
Thank you. You as well. You're a blessing. Dayenu. I like that. Dayenu.
That was amazing.
That was. It was. Yeah. He always says something like that. That's so soulful. And I have no doubt that they'll, want to offer him some different. But it depends, because then you're. We talked to Ryan McKenzie last week. You think about schlepping to D.C. You know what I mean? It's a whole life. I mean, it's wonderful. But then you're, whether you've won a state office or you're working in an administration, these are 24/7 jobs.
Yeah.
And it involves, your whole family. So
I'm going to try the segue here.
Yes.
Mackenzie last week was telling us he might need a new SUV to transport the family down to D.C. Where should he go, Dawn?
He should go to my friends at Piazza.
Oh, look at that.
But I don't necessarily recommend an SUV. I would go for the minivan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're a minivan one?
With little kids, a minivan.
Yeah. Maisie might be leaning that way, too. She likes the new Kia one.
I've got the
Yeah.
Piazza Honda minivan.
Oh, that's a nice
The
one too,
minivan,
yeah.
because when you do the car line, and I used to joke about it that the kids, you just that
Yeah.
side door. First of all, it's a smoother ride. So if any of your kids get car sick, they're not going to get car sick in the Honda, the Honda Odyssey.
But have you seen the new Pilot?
Yes,
The new Honda
it's
Pilot?
gorgeous.
It is amazing.
It's gorgeous.
I
But
know.
the Honda Odyssey is like dry. It's like a big cloud. It's like so smooth.
It's like the conversations me and my wife are
I
having.
know, right? But then when it's car line, you just push the button, and it's almost like when you see the guys and they're jumping out of the airplane. You know what I mean? Like, get ready, and that's how I always went. Sister Mary Helen would be like, "You have to come to a complete stop when your kids are jumping out of the car line."
You have 18 football players in the back,
Right?
And they all
They're
just
like,
line out.
you just push the button, it slides to the side. But they are teenagers now, so I'm getting now to the point where maybe I can unload the minivan and get something a little nicer. That's where my friends at Piazza Premium Automobiles, they come in. They feature the latest luxury vehicles from today's top brands like Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, Land Rover, BMW, Porsche, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, and so much more. These models, have you seen them? So sleek, so beautiful. These new designs with all of the latest innovative features powered by the latest in technology. And they have thousands of new and certified pre-owned vehicles available right now across Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey dealerships. Piazza Premium Automobiles stands out. Check it out. Visit them either in person or online, piazzapremiumautos.com, Piazza, premiumautos.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
What's on the menu for football season? Pork, of course. Get ready for game day with Hatfield and put some pork on your fork. Elevate your kickoff cuisine and halftime feast with Hatfield's winning lineup of marinated pork tenderloins, pork loin fillets, ground pork and sausage, bacon and ham. Whether you're the tailgate king or gridiron gourmet, Hatfield helps you savor the taste of victory. Visit simplyhatfield.com for play-by-play menu inspiration. Find your flavor with Hatfield.
Hi, everyone. This is Dom Giordano here with my friend and dentist, Dr. Robert Bentz of the Bentz Dental Group. Dr. Bentz, we've talked about your cutting-edge, state-of-the-art care. Why is that so vital?
It sure helps me diagnose and elevate the level of care I can offer if I'm using the latest technology. I use it on a normal, everyday basis, and I can see things that it's just missed. It's not misdiagnosed, but you can't see something that your equipment will allow you to. So I feel that if I can't utilize what's out there, and it takes a lot to be trained on it, feel comfortable, that can work for everyone. Not just these advanced cases, but it gives you a very consistent, efficient, and predictable result.
Dr. Bentz and the team at Bentz Dental Group provide solutions for the most complex dental cases. Call Dr. Bentz today at 610-272-6949 or visit BentzDentalGroup.com. Bentz Dental Group, say it with a smile.
Attention PHT listeners. The Bush Auto Group is bringing you, the listener of this station, exclusive year-end savings. Visit bushautogroup.com/save. That's bushautogroup.com/SAVE to unlock these special limited time offers. If you're searching for the perfect new or pre-owned vehicle, now is the time to act. These offers are insane. Head to bushautogroup.com/save and grab your exclusive year-end offers today. Philly rides with us.
Hi, this is Joe Mederchik, PNC Bank Regional President. People ask us, is PNC just a boring bank? Well, that depends. Is starting a business boring, or being the first person in your family to go to college? For nearly 160 years, we've done the hard and occasionally boring work of banking to deliver brilliant results to our clients. To see what boring banking can do for you, stop into any of our local branches right here in the greater Philadelphia community. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Do you have shoeboxes full of old videotapes and photos with memories you'd love to share with the family this Christmas? Right now, get exclusive early access to Legacy Box's biggest deal of the year. Digitize your memories for just $9 per tape. That's right, only $9 to preserve and share your precious moments. VHS, VHS-C, Hi8, film reels, and more, saving you over $15 per item. Not to mention, when you digitize your memories now, Legacy Box sends all your memories back on the cloud, so they're easy to access by Christmas, and you can relive them with your family just in time for the holidays. You've heard about Legacy Box all year, but now is the best time to digitize your memories. Hurry, this $9 deal won't last long. Head to legacybox.com/value for early access to our best deal of the year. Don't wait. Secure your digitized memories by Christmas at legacybox.com/value.
Hey, it's Rich Ziola. You know how important privacy is to me. I've been telling you for years, right? I don't want the government tracking me. I don't want companies tracking me. That's why I subscribe to Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo. Privacy Pro is a 3-in-1 subscription service. It includes DuckDuckGo VPN. Gotta have it, especially when you're on the road. Personal information removal. I don't want any of my personal information on the internet. And identity theft restoration. 3 features for the price of 1. And it's from DuckDuckGo. Subscribers get a service that will help you restore your identity if it is stolen. This is unbelievable and so essential in this day and age. Now, here's what you do. You go to duckduckgo.com/1210. You get a week on us. DuckDuckGo.com/1210. Exclusive 7-day free trial. Then pay only $9.99 a month. This is privacy that you need. Privacy Pro. And listen, personal information removal. This way nobody knows anything about you. This is what you need in this day and age. Trust me. Privacy Pro. DuckDuckGo.com/1210. Sign up now.
When you go on vacation, does it make sense to have someone else pack for you? Of course not. The same can be said for your retirement. Your 401k could be packed with things you don't know about or even need. If you're close to retirement but don't have a plan customized to your goals, that's kind of like taking a 30-year vacation with no idea what's in your suitcase. Seems like a stressful way to start what should be a relaxing time. Jim Cipriotti and the Retire Ready Financial Group can help you unpack your savings and build a plan to help reduce future taxes, along with a clearly defined income strategy. Call Jim at 610-894-7415 for your complimentary retirement game plan, or visit retirereadyfg.com. That's 610-894-7415.
Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Live and local from Philadelphia. The Don Stensland Show on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Breaking news with Trump in D.C. We're learning more about his picks for his upcoming presidency. But another victory, you may say, for the Trump team right here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and this one in a courtroom. This has to do with a defeat for DA Larry Krasner.
Hey.
Yep. Elon Musk, a winner out of this one. So Krasner's election-related lawsuit, and the Inquirer broke this within the past, I'll say, half an hour. So this court proceeding just happening this morning. But a judge, kudos to Common Pleas Court Judge Angelo Foglietta, who last week had rejected, he rejected Krasner's request for that injunction against Musk and his America PAC. This all has to do with the fact that Krasner had said, it's illegal. Musk is a billionaire running this illegal lottery by giving money to Pennsylvania voters. Well, the judge says you failed to prove your case or to show any tangible evidence. I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but the judge overseeing the case is Common Pleas Court Judge Angelo Foglietta. So we know that he had rejected Krasner's request for the injunction against Musk and his PAC, but now we're learning more about this, that it's a loss for Krasner because basically Krasner's team is getting slapped here, that they lacked proof, they lacked the evidence, and they did not make persuasive arguments. So that's a slap. Even the Inquirer is basically saying, you suck. Excuse me for saying that, but right? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, basically, they're not just saying, they proved it on evidence or didn't have enough evidence. No, they're basically saying, Krasner and your team, wow, you really suck here. You're not even persuasive.
I feel like this happens way too often for a DA, right? Just these crappy lawsuits that fall apart.
That's embarrassing.
He's terrible. Yeah. Good job, Blair. Waste of money, waste of time. Fantastic.
And it goes to, so in the past, over the years, we've heard from people who say that he's had this high turnover in his office. Now, granted, I get it that during the pandemic, a lot has happened. But remember the first day he took office, and I know he's been reelected, people of Philadelphia. But, remember he fired more than 100 of those prosecutors who were in the middle of murder trials or about to go on trial.
He's proud to.
And and so then had to hire all these people, and then boom, the pandemic hits, and then the people are unhappy. And so a big turnover. And so I do wonder about, and that's a concern for all of us, because we all want justice, right? We do want that. I'll be positive, because I always feel bad. I want to, I will say this. Even though this was awful and it was a case of politics, okay, and clearly it was. And so they're saying you did not make your case on this one, and that's the judge's ruling. So it's boom. It looks like it's done. The Inquirer writes, Foglietta's reasoning appears to end, at least for now, the legal proceedings between Krasner and Musk, whose wealth and proximity to power have only grown since Trump won the election last week. So they had to get their little vig and their little jab.
Did you win your $1 million, Dawn?
I did not.
Oh.
They didn't choose me.
No?
Nope. Boom.
I feel like the way you're saying that, though, is a little
no, believe me.
over here.
No, I would have told you.
Like, if you won the lottery, would you be telling us? I don't know.
I would.
Yeah?
First of all, I would go buy it. I would probably get the Maserati, the luxury Piazza Maserati. I would also have to pay for a billboard.
I'd go for the Jaguar.
You would go for the Jag? They're
Yeah,
such nice
they're
cars.
so nice.
But then I would have to buy the billboard for Zioli, because he never got a billboard. And, this has bothered him over the years. So I'm really
I thought
serious.
you, Greg, and him had a billboard at one point, didn't you?
Did we?
I thought you guys were like hanging over 95 at one time.
Oh, I missed it. Did somebody get a picture?
Maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. I thought this was like when you guys first started the morning show.
Oh, cool. I missed it. I could
be wrong.
If anybody has a picture of that, now there were.
So that's your first purchase is a billboard for Zioli?
Yeah, I would have to do that.
Really?
Because I used to tease him. So I tease him about the platter, and then the Trump platter, which maybe now we'll get another one autographed with its beautiful etching. But no, and I used to tease him because when I was on Fox on the 10 o'clock news, we had so many billboards. We had buses. There's nothing better than being on the side of a bus. That's you have arrived, right? That's like a bucket list
until
thing.
You get printed on one of those stickers that don't really match up well, and then your face is like off a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever see one of those? Yeah, that's bad.
Or somebody does graffiti and like puts stuff in your eyes or whatever. But in this one, okay, I'll say something kind about Krasner, because I'll it was nice that he invited to his news conference a 94-year-old crime victim. Then this was really terrible. Did you see this yesterday? So this was nice, and this is why it's important that we have law and order, and why I wish any DA would not get political. By the way, not going well for the DA out there in Los Angeles who's gotten replaced. But I will say that was a nice news conference with a 94-year-old crime victim who was mugged, and they announced the charges against the scumbag, who they're going to throw the book at because he assaulted this poor lady, and she's going to be okay. And she was there, invited to the news conference.
Was that Jenny Pringle?
Yes, it was Jenny Pringle.
Oh, the great Steve Keeley actually spoke with Jenny. I do have audio from Steve if you want to hear that.
Steve is so good.
Here is that audio with Mrs. Pringle's 94-year-old.
That was the city.
Oh, wait. Oh. Whoa, where's my music? What's going on here?
Uh-oh.
Bad production. Back from the break. Yeah, here you go.
Waiting, there was a man dressed up as a woman.
That's when he grabbed her purse and her with it, as she sat in the back of the Rite Aid by the pharmacy in a seat waiting for a flu shot.
I was sitting with my bag on my lap and the strap was on my arm. And with deliberate speed, he just came past me and grabbed it. Of course, I had a hold of it, and I held on to it. And, of course, he was stronger than I am, so he dragged me out, and I fell on the floor on all fours.
You seemed pretty tough. You weren't letting go of the purse.
No, I was not, because I gripped it. As soon as I felt him tug it, I gripped it. And I thought maybe I could hold on to it, but I couldn't, because, like I said, he was stronger than I was.
So then what happened?
The workers came out from behind the counter trying to get my bag back, and the nurse came out. She said, "Oh, you're bleeding." He didn't run out the door. He ran the opposite direction. and he was standing there. And once I got up, and I walked up to him, and I said, "Give me my bag." And he was taking the money out by that time. But my identification and my credit cards all fell on the floor.
She's very matter of fact.
Right? And then when they start questioning, then he tried to run. But there were 4 more policemen outside.
Police came quick and captured 20-year-old Janelle Boyd, charged with robbery and more, the district attorney revealed today. And Jenny then ran up to the cops.
And he said, "Oh, no, we got him." So I said, "Well, he has my money." So they went to the car and got the money.
Wow.
Gave it back to me.
Your $42.
Yeah, it wasn't that much, but they said they wanted me to know how much it was. I said, "Well, it's 3 10s and some ones." I didn't know, how many 10s there were, how many ones there were. So, but I wanted my money. I was going to buy gas on my way home, and I was coming from the gym. I had been to the gym.
Going to the gym at
94.
God bless Jenny.
I went to the pharmacy and I was going to go gas and come home.
And so Jenny got her money, her gas, and got in an extra workout that day.
So much.
Any advice to people when somebody's trying to snatch their purse?
I wouldn't recommend that they try to hold on to it.
In Germantown, Steve Keeley, Fox 29 News.
Keeley's great.
He is. Steve Keeley, we worked together for so long. We've known each other for years. But he is the best. He got Ms. Pringle and got her to tell her story, which is awesome. I don't know that Ms. Pringle actually spoke at the news conference with Krasner, which that's a misstep. He should have allowed her to speak.
It annoys me that he brings her up there, though.
Yeah.
Like, Larry, you're the cause for this. You are 100. You look at the policies. You look at that revolutionary memo you released to your staff when you first got elected. It's led to an environment where there are kids who think it's appropriate to go to a 94-year-old and jack her purse. And they're going to bring her up there and parade her around like you're doing anything good now that you're being forced to since, there are actually conservatives in charge. This is nuts, dude. You got to look in the mirror, look at yourself and realize you're an absolute failure. I am so annoyed with this guy.
Wow, you are.
Yeah, no.
I was trying to say, but I was trying to give him a little credit because he had Miss Jenny Pringle.
He doesn't deserve
you're
it.
not going to give him credit.
No.
I was trying to say something nice.
No, because Krasner, because what he won't look at is he brings her up there and he doesn't recognize that he's the cause. He's the reason why this is happening. And then he's spending time and money in this bull crap going after Elon Musk rather than protecting 94-year-old women from getting their purses snatched at Walgreens.
And what did we talk about?
Rite Aid, sorry.
Yeah, Rite Aid. Remember that day that I had to run to get David's, from the costume Halloween shop. And they remember that Halloween ran down Market Street, drove down there, and they were on lockdown. That was the same day that Musk's people were in court with Krasner. You're exact. And then here, the ironic part of it was these terrified young ladies trying to run that pop-up like Halloween costume. I did find he went as the elf, Buddy the Elf. It was not easy. It's not easy to find a Buddy the Elf costume for
Did you find one?
Teenager who's 6'3".
Did you make it or did you buy one?
No, I bought it.
Yeah.
Buddy the Elf. You could borrow it. It's because David's 6'3" now. So it's like, it fit him perfectly. But yeah, that same day that the original, one of the original court appearances, that was going on, just a few blocks away from where Krasner was in court with the Musk people. So that's a done deal. I can't wait. Dom Giordano is you and Dom are going to have fun with that one.
Yeah, me and Dom are very annoyed with Krasner. We had Krasner land at one point.
My sense of things is that Mayor Sherelle Parker and even the police, I just feel there's a distancing that we haven't seen. Kenny and Krasner obviously seemed in cahoots.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever were drinking the Suburban Prosecco together or anything of that nature.
You know they were. You don't want to make allegations. You got to think that they...
But I will say my sense of Sherelle Parker is she feels like enough, just like you. I think she's listening and saying, Dan, you're right. Enough. But he's what she can't do anything. And that's why I asked Dave Sunday about, some of these issues with Krasner, because obviously the fact that we have somebody who will hold, Krasner accountable, at least with the SEPTA crimes, I think that's very important because he'll lead that. That's under his direction.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
So let's take a quick break, get your calls. We have a lot of audio. There's more breaking news. This is going to be during this transition because they are moving at a warp speed. So I think we have to buckle in.
Oh, yeah, and the View's already claiming racism.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Yeah.
Because they're saying it looks too lily white or something.
Yeah, too
Is
rich,
that-
too white. Yeah.
Too rich, too white?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
We'll get to it after the break.
Stay right there. 855-839-1210. Be right back.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, the voice of the people.
I want to thank all of you guys. The coverage yesterday was top-notch with everybody throwing in a little bit of Matt Rooney late night and a little bit of Opelka. Rich out in Pittsburgh, I listened right till the end, right till Dom signed off at midnight.
From South Jersey to Delco, from Bucks to Montco, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware. We are the voice of the people. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Shop Dell Technologies Black Friday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Black Friday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Here's another great reason to use the United States Postal Service this season. When sending a package, why venture outside? Ship with USPS for a true holiday ride. Want to stay cozy and warm? There's no need to roam. With free package pickup and labels printed from home. We have over 600,000 employees always in motion. And before you know it, your gift has delivered emotion. Spread the holiday joy this season with USPS's enhanced network. Learn more at USPS.com/holidayride.
Inflation, recession, interest rates, the Fed. How do you make sense of it all? Join Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sundays at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
At PGW, safety is essential to delivering clean, reliable natural gas to Philadelphia homes and businesses. If you smell gas, call PGW at 215-235-1212.
Parks Casino. Joe Conklin hosts national comedians every other Thursday. It's Joe Conklin's Comedy Night at Parks. Show dates and tickets. Go to joeconklin.com. JoeConklin.com!
This is Larry Steinhaus with Investor Schooling. Are you ready for retirement? Have you prepared everything you need? Well, in Investor Schooling, we will teach you ways to better prepare for your retirement using real estate and the stock market. But you need to learn how to do it right, and that's what we teach. At Investor Schooling, we sell nothing but education. Come to Investor Schooling and learn how to have a better retirement. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now for this Thursday's class at 7 o'clock. Go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinhaus with Investor Schooling. Are you tired of hearing about the recession that's coming? Are you prepared for it? Well, listen, at investorschooling.com, we're going to teach you ways to prepare for the recession that you didn't even know existed. We're going to teach you strategies on how to use real estate. We're going to teach you strategies how to use the stock market properly. That's right, you can even make money in the stock market when the stock market goes down. Hey, go to investorschooling.com and register for a free class this Thursday night, and you will learn all of these techniques. Go to investorschooling.com right now, RSVP for this Thursday. We'll see you there.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
Hey, Joe DeCamera here to tell you why Family and Company Jewelers on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey is South Jersey's diamond destination and your trusted jeweler for quality, service, and price. You can choose from the largest selection of engagement rings in the area, or you can have their master jewelers create a custom one-of-a-kind ring just for your special day. Visit their showroom or shop online at familyjewelers.com. That's familyjewelers.com. Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
Woohoo! Another girls' night out.
I'm so stressed from shopping. I couldn't find anything.
Have you tried Shopping Jewelry Television, JTV?
I don't know. Everyone in my family is so different.
JTV has thousands of jewelry styles: artisan, diamonds, pearls, colored gemstones, watches, even gift sets. I shop on TV and online.
New JTV customers save up to $40 when you shop jtv.com/radio.
Now, can you relax?
Yes. Another round?
Yes.
What do you call the NordVPN Black Friday deal, huh? The Block Friday deal. Because you block online threats. Black Friday, Block Friday. Get it? It's hilarious. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal and block online threats now. NordVPN will encrypt your online traffic. Its Threat Protection Pro tool will defend you against web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. Get the special Black Friday deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet? Not yet. Do it today. Okay. At 1210 WPHT.
There is so much breaking with President-elect DJT, Donald J. Trump. He's back. He's in the White House, laughing, smiling, doing a photo op, no audio, but doing a little photo op with President Joe Biden. They're very smiley. And the Biden administration saying that, yes, this will be a smooth transition. So getting a little glimpse. If Trump speaks again, we'll go to it immediately. And we're learning about these appointments, either a cabinet or whether it's to a czar such as Homan. We'll talk about a little more about Homan. We have some news with him. And your thoughts on these different appointments, Trump's picks, 855-839-1210, the number to call. Let's get to Mike in Flemington. Hey, Mike.
Hey, great show as usual, especially the last segment. I did want to make the case that when Joyless started criticizing the Secretary of Defense, he was a major. The last military rank is really colonel. After colonel, generals are political appointees. They do not make their rank through the military structure. They make it through playing politics and placating the current administration in charge. So I think it's an excellent pick on that. And I just wanted to make one more point on Rubio's comments. Mm-hmm. The way you defeat an enemy, and I've been in had many combat tours, is by giving your enemy no hope. What we are doing right now is trying to placate both sides, which gives Hamas hope that they can outlast Israel. When Rubio comes in and says, these people have no seat at the table, they will be destroyed, it actually shortens the conflict because now the rest of the Palestinians realize that this is not going to end with Hamas in charge. That's the only points I wanted to make on that.
That's wonderful. Thank you. I really appreciate great points that you make. And so, you know who reduces hope when you think of, and they're comparing him to Braveheart because I guess he's Scottish. Is Tom Homan a Scot? Is that what I'm seeing? That they're comparing him to a Scot? Tom Homan. Freedom. That's what he's being compared to. You know, this went viral with social media, but he's being named the border czar by Trump. What does the czar part of that mean? He's not a cabinet member, so he doesn't have the oversight. And as I said earlier this morning, that what that means, if you name somebody a czar and you create that actual position, then you don't have to go through, Congress. In other words, they don't have to go through that period where they get to vote for you or vote against, anoint you, whatever. So we have that going on.
Hey, so I have audio from the meeting between Biden and Trump, if you want to hear that.
Yeah, let's listen.
Well, Mr. President-elect and former President, thank you. Donald, congratulations. Thank you. And looking forward to having like we said, smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So good. Welcome.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much. And politics is tough. And it's, in many cases, not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today. And I appreciate very much a transition that's so smooth. It'll be as smooth as it can get. And I very much appreciate that, Joe.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
So they're all You wonder when Trump hears that gaggle, the media gag, and he thinks, probably not the greatest not the greatest part of that job. So you want to say to him on that moment, do you miss that? You miss all that? And then, of course, well, he probably never watches The View, at least I hope not. And The View, I think ABC's The View only exists so that we have these clips, right? They're so nasty on there. They've gone so negative. It's really scary to think. I'm not worried about their mental health because they're very wealthy women and living in their bubble. But it's really a sin how they are. Well, they're election deniers, really.
And really, the generation that they've helped to create of just fear. Fear
yeah,
mongering.
that's true.
There's just so much fear out there. Take a listen to Sunny Hostin and Joy Behar talking about the new cabinet members.
That women can't be in combat. Again, another sort of take women down.
Well,
what is this?
This is what America voted for. I'm not surprised at this pick. I do agree with Adam Kinzinger that he's deeply unserious. He said this once: the Pentagon likes to say our diversity is our strength. What a bunch of garbage. In the military, our diversity is not our strength. I think that says a lot about who he is. I think what he said about women says a lot about who he is. He also said, first of all, you've got to fire the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, which happens to be General Charles Brown, Jr., a black man. And so I think we're seeing misogyny play out. I think we're seeing racism play out. And, we should be disgusted. We should be very, very concerned, as Alyssa has pointed out, about how important this position was. But again, I'm not surprised that he would choose someone so deeply.
Oh, God. This is just why do we torture ourselves? But they're just nasty, negative energy, and they talk down to everybody. I don't know why anybody would watch this, quite frankly. And to say, I know Dr.
Happy birthday, Whoopi.
Oh, it's her birthday?
Yeah, what a great birthday gift this is.
To be that, did they have any fun? Did these people have fun?
Started off with Whoopi saying it's my birthday today, but we have serious topics to get to and going right into it.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Just nasty, nasty, negative energy ladies. Yeah. When you think about, and they're saying that they don't have diversity or it's misogyny. They have a lot of women in there. And by the way, he's only done maybe a third of his cabinet picked. There are 18 positions. And then on top of it, doing these different czar positions, 4,000 positions to fill in all. I think they're going at quite a quick clip. Vivek Ramaswamy just mentioned that happened within they just announced this at some point yesterday, that Vivek Ramaswamy is going to co-chair, or I don't know what their titles exactly are. I'm looking at this. But it's Vivek and Elon Musk. So they together will lead this Department of Government Efficiency. Think about the brain power between those two. I mean, these are really smart guys. The only difference between them is that Vivek, because they're both billionaires, self-made billionaires, but Vivek, you know how he talks so fast. He talks really, and Elon is more deliberate in his speech. So I wonder if at some point if Elon Musk just like reaches over like a cat that gets frustrated and just with the little, how they do that, and they just stop.
The smack.
Let me talk. But I would love to be a fly in the room with those two. And then we have South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem leading Department of Homeland Security. If you haven't heard these are the Trump selections. Some are announced and some, I think these are the announced ones that I'm looking at here because we're talking about a lot of names being floated. But then Pete Hegseth as Defense Secretary, he's getting a ton of headlines. And I love Jeff Bartos, what Jeff said. Think of then Barack Obama, an unknown, hadn't even served his full term, was a community organizer, if you will. That's what they called him. And then Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe. And who else? Or he would be the next director of the CIA. Is that right? Ratcliffe? So these are some big names. Jeff Bartos went through some of them, and we expect that we will hear more. And then the question of, what happens now with our own U.S. Senator-elect? Remember, David McCormick is there in D.C. in the midst of all of this excitement and hoopla, because you have Trump now meeting with Biden as this transition goes through. You have the GOP And by the way, Trump did, I don't know if we aired him saying that or if we had that, but Trump confirming that he, is endorsing the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, to continue to do what he's doing. So Trump did say that. And then we have the secret meeting. The secret, do they do with like sticks? How do they figure this out, the Senate Majority Leader? And what do you think that looks like in the Senate? We haven't talked a lot about it, but McCormick is having his first day of his orientation. So I don't know if do you have to wear a name tag? Do you bring a lunch in a pail?
Hi, hello, my name is Dave.
Right. Tell us something about you. They stand in a circle and sing Kumbaya. I don't know.
Do trust falls?
Yes. So the Senate is picking their new leader, but that's in private. I don't like all this private stuff,
Neither do I.
I want it out.
Come
on.
The addressing of the Congress that even Fox was like cut off from that he had earlier. Was that his call, like Trump, or is that something like the Biden administration would have made?
I believe that's at the discretion, of the White House.
Okay.
I believe. But I don't have the answer. Remember when we had all the arguments in the House and then nobody was in charge for a little bit? And that's when we learned that Nancy Pelosi, for her reign over the House of Representatives, that she had cut the cameras. And then for a time, the cameras were back. So usually the majority that rules, they can say, yeah, we want cameras. We want transparency. I would love to see that they say, look, this is the people's house. So whether it's the briefing room, wherever you are, you're in Congress, if this is a session and you're meeting, and it's not like they necessarily have to have the audio, but they could just have the video. But I like that. I would like to at least see the visuals. That's just my take. You can let me know what you think. 855-839-1210 is the number to call. We'll be right back.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
A chilly air mass remains in place through the rest of the work week. We'll have plenty of sunshine today. It'll be less windy, high 53. Another cold night tonight, increasing clouds, low 37 for the city, colder out in the suburbs, and mostly cloudy on Thursday with a high 51.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. If you're in need of a midweek boost, FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook, has you covered with the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack. Now, every Wednesday, you can get parlay profit boost on everything from spreads to over and under and even player props. So don't let the weekend have all the fun. Take advantage of the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack. Who knows, it might just become your favorite day. Look for the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack in the FanDuel app to find your profit boost. If you're new to FanDuel, visit FanDuel.com/Dom. FanDuel.com/DOM. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Max wager amount applies. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for both offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
You may have heard, Wawa has pizza. And right now, Wawa has pizza at a really great price.
Wawa has personal pizza for a night of gaming.
And it's only $6.
Wawa has pizza for when we don't want to cook.
And a 14-inch is $8.
Wawa has pizza for after practice.
A 16-inch to feed the team, $10. Right now, get a personal 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Wawa has pizza for all at a really great price.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business, with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
Is your home cold and drafty, or windows and doors just won't open like they used to anymore? Brighten your home with new doors and windows from Emmons Roofing and Siding.
We offer a wide selection to fit your style and budget, ensuring energy efficiency and aesthetic appeal.
And new doors and windows enhance your home's value and comfort.
Call us today at 856-885-6677 or visit us at callemmons.com.
From top to bottom,
To inside and out.
at Emmons, we have you covered.
Wawa's hot turkey is back, and it's bringing the comforting flavors of the season with it. Sink into savory stuffing, cozy up with sweet cranberry sauce, and relax into some warm, buttery mashed potatoes. Grab your pillows and blankets because hot turkey is back. Plus, get your cozy cravings satisfied from the comfort of your bed with $0 delivery when you order on the Wawa app. Try the Wawa Gobbler today in a hoagie or bowl for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
Hey, this is Jimmy Fallon in the house, and dig this, folks. This is not a drill. It's the real thing. You can now join me weeknights from 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT or anywhere on the free Odyssey app.
The natural bias of regulations is to last forever unless they are actively, you have to actively delete a regulation or a law the way things are set up in most laws. Some laws have sunset provisions. And the problem with that is you get vested interests who like that law, and there's an inertia around it. And so over time, the body of law and regulations grows and grows and grows. And it is something that I think is not ultimately good for society. So in fact, I think it would generally be a good idea to have it such that it's hard to establish a rule and easy to remove one.
So that is, recognizable voice now. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, they will lead this new Department of Government Efficiency. And when you look at how the so-called mainstream media, that, they are irrelevant, but they report this as, they're going to gut the government. No, they're going to make it work for you, the people, we the people, as far as making the government more efficient, more streamlined. That's what they're talking about. It's physically named the Department of Government Efficiency. And you may notice the music that Dan put under here. It's a familiar theme to me. Is this teeing up our next caller here?
It is. Who had a great analogy. Kurt where are you calling from, Kurt? Marlton. How you doing, Kurt?
Hey, Kurt.
Calling from Marlton.
Do you recognize the theme song? Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Absolutely like the theme song. So this team that our president has put together is just getting better and better and better every single day that I wake up. And it this morning made me think of the Avengers. Mm-hmm. And it's like a team of Avengers where they all have their own special skill, and as long as they stay in their lane and do their skill, everything will work out in the end.
I love it. And I agree with you in that it just shows how we're divided once again, right? Because we're celebrating. We think this is fantastic because we want our government to work for the people. And how many times do we talk about a lack of efficiency in government, and then not just overreach, but inefficiency and the high cost of the bureaucracy. And, that's really what I'm for. I don't want people in the government, at whatever federal level to get fired. I'm not saying that, but we do need some level of efficiency with this crazy budget that we're dealing with. But thank you so much for calling. I agree with you. So if the Avengers, if the good guys are like, Elon Musk and who else? Vivek Ramaswamy, Kristi Noem. Those are the ones we know of. Then what would Schumer? So who's the nemesis? What role would he fill out? Somebody like Chuck Schumer, or who's the real nemesis?
That's a good question.
Because you had Chucky giving a dire warning, did you not?
I think awarding him Thanos is too big, though.
Yes.
You know, so I don't know.
Yeah, because Thanos is really the symbol of the swamp, right?
I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
With the ring, with all the, if you don't know what we're talking about, I apologize, but it's the Avengers. I have all those plastic toys from all the years. But
Ultron? No.
Who would?
Red Skull?
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Who does Chuck Schumer kind of look like?
Loki would give him magic powers. We don't want to do that.
The Avengers have enemies including Baron Zemo, Baron Strucker, the Taskmaster, Ultron. We could have fun with this one. Who's Chucky Schumer? We have to name the Swampsters.
Who's Lawrence O'Donnell is a good question as well.
Oh, with that big old
Elon
head.
Musk suffered a humiliating demotion tonight by Donald Trump. The theory that Elon Musk might become, in effect, a co-president or the real
No
president,
evidence of that.
while Donald Trump,
Zero
in effect, retires to a
evidence.
life of golfing,
No
suffered
evidence.
a significant setback tonight when Donald Trump announced that he would give Elon Musk a job that does not exist and will last at most 18 months. And worst of all, Elon Musk, the richest person in the world, was assigned a working partner who, like Musk, has also never worked in government before, Vivek Ramaswamy, who's not even a billionaire. Elon Musk didn't even get his own press release
Lawrence
from Donald
O'Donnell?
Trump. He had to share it with Vivek Ramaswamy. Elon Musk got the first shared press release of any of Donald Trump's appointment announcements.
That's because it's cool that they're doing this to get. You got these two brilliant, and I believe
Iron Man and Captain America team up. Yeah, you
Right.
want a joint press release too, right?
See, here's the thing. Thank you for playing that, Dan Borowski, because that clip shows you exactly how Lawrence O'Donnell thinks. That's how. He's like Megalomine. Who's the one with the big head?
I don't know Avengers well enough to.
Anyway, so that's how he thinks that, God forbid, you would be a team member.
MODOK.
Yes. Thank you.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Google.
That Lawrence O'Donnell, by the way, isn't he a misogynist? How come he doesn't have a woman or a person of color with him? Huh? How come he's all by himself? Because he would never allow anybody else on his set.
Someone on YouTube chat says Chuck Schumer reminds him of the Penguin, but that's DC, not Marvel.
Ooh,
so
okay.
we're crossing universes there, people.
We're conflating the
Yeah, we don't
universes,
cross
God
streams.
forbid. So when we look at this, if you don't like a pick, I would love to hear from you. But so far, I think he's receiving. Now look at AP News. Trump's defense choice stuns the Pentagon. These are the words, stuns the Pentagon and raises questions about the Fox News host's experience. So do you notice this? And Jeff Bartos pointed this out as well. They never will talk about, let's see if they do way down the story. Oh, yes. Nope. I thought they mentioned his military. Nope. They don't even, I'm looking through the story. Do they mention his military service? Nope. I'm looking for it. I don't even see it. I'm sure they put it in there, but they bury it. That this guy, is a combat veteran. They're not going to put that in here. They're never going to put that.
There's a great analogy on Nick had with Michael Strahan. If he were to become a coach, would they report him as a morning show host rather than a Giants player? But I think of someone like Deion Sanders, who is now coaching college football and being noted as a very good coach, who, when he was hired as a coach, I think it was mostly his playing career that was reported rather than his broadcast career.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that they're
Or
going this way.
what about Mayor Pete? I mean, what about, another Pete? Mayor Pete, what the heck did he do? And he's been a disaster as transportation secretary.
I mean, Sylvia in the YouTube chat, youtube.com/@1210WPHT. Please go like and subscribe. Writes in, what's Admiral Rachel Levine's experience?
I'm not even going to take that bait. 855-839-1210. Don't you bait me. You know you're doing it. Who do you want to take next?
We got Pete, who wants to thank a great local Avenger.
Hello, Dawn.
Hey, Pete.
Hi, Dawn. Yeah, I'd like to thank Linda Kearns. I think she's like the anti-Elias of the election laws around here.
Yes.
Because he's constantly, and he's making tons of money off of it, and I think that's why they're dragging this on with the Casey scenario.
Yeah, well put.
Yeah, so another way of thinking it is in The Matrix, where she's the Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, and the agent is the Keanu Reeves. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous here. In The Matrix, Keanu Reeves was Mr. Smith, and he was the good guy, and the agents were the bad guys. So she knows how to annihilate these folks.
Well,
and that's
thank
what
you,
we
Pete.
need more. Sure. And I think this is what we need more of, more information to be put out there. And you guys are putting a great I enjoy listening to your station throughout the day and night. And I actually try and steer you to other people when I sort of like argue with them in regards to, well, did you hear this? Did you hear that?
Thank you.
And so I just want to thank you guys for that.
Pete, you don't ever have to be nervous. The funny thing is, whenever we get together, like for anybody, there are still the few tickets, I'm told, for the Zioli Jimmy Fallon event tonight, because they opened up some more tickets due to high demand. But I'll tell you this, it's as if when we see each other, whether we've been to each other, whether we've seen each other at other events, whether we go on the Italy tour together, there's some camaraderie that we all have. I can't explain it, but it's wonderful. And so you never have to be nervous calling in because you're among friends, and so we have our own little family here, and it's really nice. It's a beautiful thing. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate, when Chairman Watley yesterday thanked all of you, the listeners, the viewers, as you really took to the grassroots effort. And this victory lap that we're all enjoying right now, and it gives us such hope to make America great again. This is you. You did this. And so I hope that you take that very seriously, and not just in the main election, not just in the big presidential election, but in the next municipal elections. And that was something else that the great Linda, Kearns had told us. She said, please just know that every election matters because it leads up to the next one. I'll just point you to this. The Defense Department budget exceeds $800 billion with a B dollars, with about 1.3 million active duty troops, and another 1.4 million in the National Guard, reserves, and civilian employees based worldwide. So when you think about these jobs and the enormous budget and also the enormous responsibility, I want people who are dedicated and people who I know that their heart is in the right place with Pete Hegseth. But he's somebody who served in our military. And you know what? It's not easy to go from serving in the military and then making that transition to becoming a Fox News anchor and host. So your likelihood, if you're an odds person, you have a greater odds of playing in the NBA than you would of becoming a Fox News host. Pete Hegseth did that. Okay, so give me a break. What do we need to do, Dan? Sorry, I'm
take a quick break.
Oh, quick break. I know you want to call in, talk about these cabinet picks. We have a lot of news to still go over very quickly. 855-839-1210. Thanks for being here. We'll be right back.
How's this for a dream Politics and Pints event? It's me, Rich Zioli, with Jimmy Fallon on stage together Wednesday, November 13th, 7:30 p.m., Media Theater in Media, PA. And we're going to have a cash bar available for soft drinks, beer, wine, and cocktails, which, yes, you can buy us. Media Theater, Wednesday, November 13th at 7:30 p.m. It's going to be a hot show, and it's going to sell out really fast. So get your tickets right now at 1210WPHT.com, and I'll see you for our next Politics and Pints, Zioli and Fallon, November 13th.
Wesley is a trust truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Do you have shoeboxes full of old videotapes and photos with memories you'd love to share with the family this Christmas? Right now, get exclusive early access to Legacy Box's biggest deal of the year. Digitize your memories for just $9 per tape. That's right, only $9 to preserve and share your precious moments. VHS, VHS-C, Hi8, film reels, and more, saving you over $15 per item. Not to mention, when you digitize your memories now, Legacy Box sends all your memories back on the cloud, so they're easy to access by Christmas, and you can relive them with your family just in time for the holidays. You've heard about Legacy Box all year, but now is the best time to digitize your memories. Hurry, this $9 deal won't last long. Head to legacybox.com/value for early access to our best deal of the year. Don't wait. Secure your digitized memories by Christmas at legacybox.com/value.
You have key decisions to make about your money. Most investors don't beat the market, and neither do the hedge funds, who take a share of your profits. What if there was another way? A way for you to keep total control over your money where the interests were aligned. That's what the exclusive crash-proof retirement system is all about.
Mike Bizzaccia here from Logan Township, New Jersey. You can't follow the market because nobody can predict it. What you have today could be gone tomorrow. That's the way it works, up and down, and your money goes up and down. That's what led me to see if there was another alternative. Crash-proof retirement gave me that alternative. With crash-proof retirement, the money you make is credited to your account, and that money's yours. No ifs, ands, or buts, no worries. No fees. We had a high point of 13.5%. Once it's credited, it's your money to keep. That's a big deal.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at Springfield Country Club, November 20th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Attention Medicaid patients.
If you're on Medicaid, how would you like if your caretaker was your daughter, your son, your grandchild, or your close friend? If you're on Medicaid, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care, and that caregiver will get paid instantly after their shift. Yes, your caregiver will get paid instantly, and it's 100% free to you if you are on Medicaid. Call 267-692-3782 and ask Freedom Care how to get started with care today. No more worrying about getting care from an aide at an agency. Freedom Care helps you choose who you want to take care of you, and that person gets paid. Call Freedom Care at 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782 to get started today. You get a caregiver you know and trust, and they get paid instantly after their shift, and it's free to you. Start now by calling 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782, or go to freedomcare.com.
This is Dr. Marianne Ritchie. Tune in to Your Radio Doctor every Saturday afternoon at 5 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT for the latest healthcare news and information, because your health is your wealth. That's Your Radio Doctor, Saturdays at 5.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Their video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Free speech lives here. With Dom Giordano, weekdays noon till 3 on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
There's so much developing as we continue on with one of the headlines that Senator Ted Cruz is now supporting Rick Scott for the majority leader there, and kind of a little slap to his fellow Texan, John Cornyn. So that's going on in private, though, so we'll find out. But But this is a three-way race in that private search or vote for the majority leader in the Senate. We can't wait to see who will get this. Senator Rick Scott, Republican from Florida, nobody saw him as the one initially until I think, obviously, privately, I think that's Trump's pick. That's what that tells me. Trump wants his guy in there. He doesn't want to get the shiv. He doesn't want to get backstabbed. And so, right?
Point, yeah.
Bottom line. And so Ted Cruz, who's a Trump ally, he's like, yep, I'm going with Rick Scott. So there it is. I mean, Thune put all that money, all those millions to the Senate races. Cornyn, I don't even see a shot for him. It could get nasty behind closed doors. But what a day. A victory day. You talk about a Rocky-style comeback for one Donald J. Trump back in D.C. Dom Giordano, at one point when he took the stage, it really did. It looked like they were kissing his ring. I know I'm wrong on that, but I was like, are they kissing his ring or what?
Well, I hear you, but Dawn, Fox is reporting it's down to Thune and Cornyn, which is just hard to believe. They just reported it.
Yeah.
They hit him with 5 shots and he's still alive.
I think we're going to the second vote, so I'll be talking about this. We might know before the end of the show. That would be pretty disappointing.
Yes.
Neither one of these guys. Thune is horrible. Cornyn is just an aberration. That is just anathema. If he's a guy, then it's open warfare with these senators. And I don't know how Dave McCormick voted. He said the other day for radical change. That's not John Thune, I don't think.
Yeah, I think that it would be, I think the money, if I'm a hedge fund person, hedge better, I would say it's on, I think, Thune, because he's their fellow senator. He's more popular, more money. But I think, Trump, that's not the guy he wants.
No, not at all. We have Huckabee, Mike Huckabee, ambassador to Israel, is on today. And we're also going to talk with Andy McCarthy, who is a friend of Pete Hegseth and spoke out boldly for him.